Hello everyone, welcome back to another rookie card collector video. Today's episode is going to be the second in a series covering baseball Hall of Fame rookie cards in alphabetical order. Our first episode, we talked about 5 individuals, beginning with Hank Aaron, and we went through Sparky Anderson. Today's episode, we're going to take a look at the first player is going to be Adrian Cap Anson, and we're going to run through Earl Averill. As mentioned previously, each episode I'm going to include 5 players. We're going to talk about first the most widely accepted rookie card option for that Hall of Famer. And then also take a look at possibly other cards that either predate or once in a while were issued after the official rookie card year. Many of these are going to be what's called pre-rookies, which means they were not in the major leagues, not pictured in a major league uniform, but these are cards from their minor league days or possibly college or other amateur teams. So without further ado, let's move on to our first individual today, which is going to be one of the 19th century ball players, 3000 hit club member, and probably the first widely recognized superstar of the 19th century, Adrian Cap Anson. So here we have a 1887. It's documented as N284 in the American card catalog. It's called the Buckner Gold coin set. The Buckner set features generic images of many ball players of the day, and they reused the same images, just put different names in the team on the uniform front, as well as the player names at bottom. Not always the most popular set because of the generic images, but was issued in 1887 and makes that the only 87 issue for Cap Anson, and thus his primary rookie card. Old Judge Cigarettes, many of you might recognize that name. They did a huge set which ran between 1886 and 1890. Anson is in there. We'll talk about a couple of those in a minute. But the Old Judge series never issued a card of Cap during the 1887 season. So this one is going to predate any of the Old Judge cards. So next up is going to be one of those Old Judge cards that we talked about, also cataloged as N172. This is a portrait version. And this one was issued in 1888, the second year or third year really of the Old Judge series, the year after the Buckner. This is one of Anson's most popular and most widely collected cards. Features a beautiful image. These Old Judge cards, more so than the condition of corners and edges and all, and surface, the most important thing of all with these is the image exposure, how dark the image is on the card. Some of these are so light you can barely make out the player's face and image on the card. This one has nice bold color, and this is the kind of image that you want to look for in the Old Judge set. Another 1888 image of Anson is the Allen and Ginter series. These were made in portraits that were made in color. These were issued in 1888. They did 10 baseball players. There's several Hall of Famers in there. Anson being the most expensive, most valuable one. And another widely collected option. Next up is another 1888 card of Anson. This one also very popular. It's a Goodwin Champions series of 50 that included not only baseball players but other athletes from the time, wrestlers and boxers and various other sports. These were also very popular, very colorful. Nice, again, portrait image of Anson with a waist shot of his uniform, Chicago. And these were put out by Gypsy Queen Cigarettes. Finally, the last Anson card that we're going to talk about. Looks very similar to the old Judge card that we saw a few pictures ago. This one is actually an oversized version of that, so it's a cabinet card. It's called the Old Judge Cabinet Series. They took a real photo of Anson, they mounted it on a cardboard backing. The bottom you'll see the Old Judge cigarettes being the issuer, and uses the same image as the N172 Old Judge portrait. Another very popular Anson card to collect, and another 1888 to 1889. These were issued over a couple of years. Old Judge issue. Okay, moving on to the next ball player. These are, sorry, the horizontal image is a little different. Luis Aparicio, very popular White Sox shortstop, super base stealer, and a numerous time Gold Glove winner. Aparicio's primary rookie card option would be his 1956 Topps. Just about everybody considers that to be his true rookie card. Not really any other options from that season. However, there is a much scarcer and much harder to find Aparicio card, which is actually issued 3 years earlier during the 1953 to 54 Winter League season. Aparicio played in Venezuela, his home country, and in Venezuela they issued an album with a series of cards that winter, and Aparicio was included in that set. You can see that his name is handwritten at the bottom. That's the way the cards were issued, with the names printed like that. He's also the son of Luis Aparicio Sr., who was also a many-year Venezuelan baseball great who played in the 40s and 30s and 40s and early 50s. This Aparicio, as far as I know, there's either 1 or 2 examples known to exist, nearly impossible to find, and this would probably bring, in today's market, high 4 figures, maybe 5-figure dollars, if one of these ever came up for public auction at this time. So that's going to be it for Aparicio. It's really the Topps rookie and then this Venezuelan card are the only, oh no, I'm sorry. We have another, it's the 1956 yellow base path. This is a pinback that they issued with numerous major league players pictured at the center, with called the yellow base paths because the infield image shows yellow around the baselines. Aparicio is the only rookie in this set. Also included Hank Aaron and a number of other all-time greats. These are not easy to find, but there are some examples out there. PSA does grade these. Okay, then we move on to Luke Appling. Alphabetically will be the next individual. He also was an all-time great Chicago White Sox shortstop, primarily. His only true rookie card would be the 1931 to 1932 exhibits. These were called 4-on-1 exhibits for the obvious reason. It pictures 4 players on the one card, 1 in each corner. Appling on this card is in the upper left-hand corner, along with 3 other Chicago teammates. They typically presented all 4 players from the same team on these cards in most cases. And that's the only 31 issue for Appling. Next, Luke Appling option. This is a pretty scarce card. It's a 1933 W574. This one has a facsimile signature, as you can see, printed on the card. These are pretty tough to come by, not super expensive. And this was issued in 33, which is his second possible card to collect. Next is probably his most recognized mainstream issue. This is a 1934 Luke Appling Gaudy card with the Lou Gehrig says notation at the bottom. Some collectors who prefer mainstream cards will think of this as a rookie card, although the other two came out a couple of years before this one. Another popular choice for Appling. Also issued in 34 and continuing on through 35 and 36 was a batter upset. These cards were perforated and meant to be punched out and could basically stand up. The player's silhouette would punch out from the background. Most of these are often found today complete, like this one is. A lot of people never punch them out. Another 1934 option for Appling, not quite as common as the Gaudy, but another set to look for. And then we have one more of the 4-on-1 exhibits for Appling. This one shows him again and three of his White Sox teammates, and this one again was issued by 1936. Okay, moving on to the next Hall of Famer we have here is Richie Ashburn. The most widely collected and popular Ashburn rookie is the 49 Bowman. The first year they made the Bowman baseball series in color. Basically they colored the backgrounds and parts of the uniform of the black and white photos that were taken at the time. Predating the 49 Bowman issue by 1 year, the Philadelphia Bulletin, which was a local newspaper in the Philadelphia area, printed these sort of die-cut images of many of the Phillies players from that time in 48, including Ashburn, the year before the Bowman series. And these came out, a few of them in a paper during the summer of 48. These are very hard to find. I have seen a few graded, usually authentic, by the grading companies, PSA or SGC. The only 48 Ashburn issue out there. Next we have a M114. These were baseball magazine supplements, and these came out over the course of about 40 years, from 1910 through the 1950s. This particular one first came out in 48, in the 48 release, and subsequently went on for about 10 years or so after that. Another 48 option, but this one's not as clearly defined as the Philadelphia Bulletin newspaper die cut. Then we move on to the 49. This was a National League issue. It was Eureka stamps. These were put out in conjunction with a stamp album. They made Brooklyn Dodgers and St. Louis Cardinals and Philadelphia Phillies and the National League clubs of the era. So this matches the 49 Bowman Ashburn rookie card. Same year. It's a stamp, so technically not a card. So it doesn't really qualify for being a rookie card, but another 1949 option for Richie. Next we have another 49 issue. These are super rare. There's actually two different manufacturers that put the same image out. One of them was Seal Test, the ice cream company. This was put out in 49, all Phillies, so it was kind of a regional issue. And that's an Ashburn rookie year. And then another image exactly the same that was put out by Loomis Peanut Butter, also super rare. Pop reports on both of these is probably less than 10. and another 49 Ashburn rookie card option. And our last player that we're going to cover today is Earl Averill, primarily outfielder, mainly for the Cleveland Indians team from the late 20s and through the 30s. Averill's traditional rookie card would be his R315. These were issued actually in 3-card strips. Many of these strips still exist together and have not been cut. Averill's appearance in there. This originally was believed to be a 1928 issue. Has since further research shown that it's actually a 29 to 30 issue based on the team designations and uniforms. So Averill's Major League rookie card would be this 1929 to 30 R315. Averill appears prior to that, 3 years earlier, in a Z-Net minor league issue. These were strictly Pacific Coast League players from the West Coast. Z-Net's printed card sets from around 1910 all the way through 1936, just about every year, with the last 3 years, 33 to 36, being combined into one giant series, really. But they were issued in different years. So this Averill's from 26. It's his first ever professional baseball card, picturing him in the minor leagues. Z-Net made another Averill in 27. This one you can see has a lot of wear on it. Also Pacific Coast League, San Francisco Seals. These Z-Net cards are very scarce. Most of these are populations in the 10, maybe in the 10 to 20 range, having been graded. Moving on, we have a 28 San Francisco Seals Averill, so 3 consecutive years he appears in Z-Net's minor league issues, 26 being the most desirable, being the very first one. But this is a 28, and also predates his Major League rookie again, which was the R315. And finally, the last Averill card we're going to look at is, again, it's a 1928. It's another Pacific Coast League, picturing him with the Seals. This one is a bigger card. It's actually a PCL exhibits card. So it matches the exhibit size from the 20s of a lot of Major League releases. But it pictures a bunch of guys from the PCL that year that also appeared in Z-Net's issues from that time. So that's going to kind of wrap up the presentation for this week's 5 players. Again, this is the second in a series. We're going to run all the way through Major League Baseball Hall of Famers A to Z. Once that's completed, I also am going to cover NFL, football, and then basketball, and then hockey, doing kind of the same thing. For those that like to collect not only baseball, but interested in the other sports as well. So next week we'll start off again with another set of 5. If you guys would be so kind as to leave any comments or questions from today's video at the bottom, I'll review those and start my video next week, next Wednesday, with those responses and discussions regarding your questions and ideas. Again, this rookie card topic is always filled with controversy. Everybody has their definition of rookie cards and all. I tried to establish, my first video, I tried to establish, parameters that I follow and suggestions, as to what I do, and, that's an option for everybody. But if you think you have better ideas, feel free to leave that down below. We'll talk about it again. This Sunday, as usual, would be my next Negro League Baseball video, where we look at cards, postcards, Type 1 original photos, and scorecards, and broadsides, and all kinds of Negro League memorabilia that came out between the early 20th century and the late 1940s, when Jackie Robinson integrated Major League Baseball. So once again, thank you everyone for viewing. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one.